we're going to get this show on the road. Special meeting Tuesday, December 28th, 2021, a little after 9 a.m. Call to order. Pledge of Allegiance. Sheriff, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Going on to 2, regular agenda item, information, discussion, action to approve a project proposal and quote from APIC Solutions Incorporated to update the detention facility security surveillance system in the Globe facility in the amount of $423,401.91. And the Payson facility in the amount of $135,256.73. And so we have Dennis Newman. Yes? Yes. Cool.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chairman. I guess everybody else is out there. Yeah, what we would like to do is something that we should have done some time back. We've got to the point with our camera surveillance system that it's irreparable. It's such an outdated, inadequate system that we have. The camera heads themselves are so outdated we can't even find them. And if we do, they're extremely expensive. So what we're wanting to do, and we've been dealing with APIC for, as I understand it, this has been going back and forth for quite a while now, is to come in and do a full rip and repair. We are not going to use any of the old equipment that we have. They're going to come in, everything is going to come out. They're going to come in and put in brand new state-of-the-art wire conduit, the servers for the program, and all of this for the amount of money that we're asking for. And what this will allow us to do, this new equipment is very upgradable. It's stuff that we can add on to, and as times change, we'll be able to move with the times, which is something that we're not able to do with what we currently have. So also in the Payson facility, we have the same issue. As you know, so much of what we do now, everybody wants to know, well, where's the video? Where's this, that, and the other thing? So with the equipment that we've got right now, the cameras are of such poor quality. Even if we are able to provide video for some type of an incident, it's so grainy. The cameras are not in position to see what we really and truly need to see. Again, with the state-of-the-art stuff, with the COVID and all, what APIC offers us and what we're presenting today, we can upgrade, we can add on to a lot of this different stuff. So that's pretty much the overview of what it is that we're wanting to do. The funding is going to be a split between jail enhancement funds and also with county general funds that we're wanting. So that's the overview. I've got Sergeant Labonte here with me if you have any technical questions. We've also got representatives from APIC that would be in a position to answer questions.
Okay, Supervisor Klein, are you on the line this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Chairman. I guess my first question would be is APIC Solutions, are they the only ones that's put in a quote or a proposal for this?
So, no. We didn't actually go out to quote on this. They have a GSA. They're a GSA state contract. So we actually went to a bunch of different companies and spoke to them and found a company that worked best with what we were looking for and what we wanted. We reached out to Stanley because they're a preferred partner with the county. We weren't really happy with their work and what their proposal was, and it was quite honestly a lot more money than what APIC is offering. So APIC is actually the install contractor. The Vigilon is actually the equipment that would be getting installed. The Vigilon has been making cameras for a long, long time, and they're actually owned by Motorola now.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. And my next question, maybe Mr. Chair James can answer this. we're talking about general fund money. Do we have that in the budget to be able to do this?
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Klein, yes, we do have budgeted capital dollars that will cover this. And that was, in working with the Sheriff's Office, was our recommendation from finance and from management that we do this split of criminal justice enhancement funds and half of it from the county general fund capital projects budget.
Okay, I don't disagree with Dennis. I would imagine we are outdated and all that, so. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all I had.
Okay, Supervisor Christian on today or no? No? Okay, good enough. Well, I guess the only question I had too is I know that some of these home surveillances, you can also communicate with some of the surveillance equipment. Is that going to include surveillance? So like if you do see something, you can talk to that area or not?
Not necessarily. We've got jail staff that would go out to that area. We do have, for the Payson facility, when it gets to the remodel point, there's going to be some communication aspect to it because the Sally port that's going in, if there's another agency out there trying to be buzzed in, the jail staff would be able to communicate with them, verify who they are and why they're coming in. If for some reason a citizen was to walk up to that gate, and then the front of the sheriff's office now, that's going to be an admin side and a jail side. There's going to be some communication there, and also an attorney-client room. They'd be able to communicate with somebody kind of buzzing in. So there's a minimal amount of communication on the Payson side, not necessarily for the Globe side.
Okay, because I could just see how in some ways that would be beneficial to not only have the view, but to be able to communicate with the view that you're seeing.
Yeah, currently in the Globe facility, we have an intercom system where if somebody that's monitoring the equipment sees something and needs to talk directly to those people, again, with the old equipment, it's hit and miss. But yeah, so I had kind of thought that there was something that was going to upgrade that also.
Yeah, in this current proposal, those parts aren't included in this. But like Major Newman spoke to the upgradable part of this system, we can add that stuff as we sunset older equipment that's outdated. We just kind of needed to get the most important part of this in place first.
The visual.
The visual part of it and the infrastructure, like you talked about the rip and replace of all the conduit and not coax, but Cat6 cable that's going into it. Mm-hmm. And then the servers needed to be put in there, quite expensive.
Okay, and this is how much time is this going to take to take the old out and put the new in? Are they gonna put the new in as they're taking the old out?
No, the way I understand it, and Dave might be able to speak to this based on his experience, they'll rip everything out, and I'm guessing that's probably a different team than the install team. Dave, can you give us an idea of timeline?
I don't know that. They do know that they need both systems.
If you could step up, because we have to be able to hear you, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And state your name.
Dave Munson, and I'm a representative from Avigilon. Work very closely with APIC. They're one of our preferred partners. So the way that APIC has dozens of detention facilities that they've installed, and so they understand the critical nature of these facilities and how you need to be able to keep them functional while they're putting new cameras in. And so they will be able to articulate their plan on keeping cameras functional while they install new cameras. And so I don't know if it's going to necessarily be moving prisoners from one pod to the other while they rip and replace cameras in one, but there will be a detailed plan that they'll be able to work with the county so that you can maintain the prison operations while they're working on the camera system.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I think that the timeline, I'd need to get back to you on that instead of giving you something that may not be accurate.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna
that's
be
fine. That's fine.
dependent on size and scope.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yes, sir. If you would state your name and step up to the mic, please.
Garrett Osborne, I'm a lieutenant in the jail. I've actually been working with Sarge at APIC on this. We've actually come up with a plan to do a rip and replace on this to keep the old system in place currently while we're installing the new system entirely. We have a complete different location where it's going to be going in the facility behind locked doors, or where the whole system be completely secure, what have you. But they're able to do all their install everything while they're, and then basically in one housing unit, when it comes up, we can take the old system down, so we never lose sight of that housing unit at all.
Excellent. Okay, good. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I was hunting for.
Yes, and that's
Yeah,
exactly what we're doing.
so cool. Thank you. Okay,
Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
Chairman Humphrey, Jessica Sabelli.
This
Can
is
you hear me?
whom?
Jessica.
Oh,
This
okay.
is Jessica Sabelli.
Yes.
Hi there.
Hi.
I just wanted to note that this is a 5-year agreement. Per the county's procurement policy, we do have the ability to enter into a 5-year agreement. However, the board does need to authorize that. So I just wanted to notate that for you.
Okay, so this money includes like a 5-year lease of the equipment or whatever?
Yes, it's 5 years. That's just how it's broken down for the subscription. If it were brought to 4 years, then we would be missing out on a year. And then also it would cost more money for the 4 years. It sounds more feasible for the county to enter into the 5-year agreement.
Okay, thank you. So, good morning.
And it's musical chairs today.
Yeah, it's
They're
okay.
light.
That's good.
How are you?
You guys brought an army, and that's okay. That's good. We'll get a lot of information.
Just to make sure, that will be the taser agreement that's coming up next.
Okay.
So thank you, Jessica.
Oh, the 5 years, the
yes,
taser.
The 5 years applies
Okay.
to the
thank you,
taser
Sarah.
agreement. No problem. This one is the cameras. So,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
Thank you for the early information on our next item.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Yeah. That's getting up and getting ready this morning.
Yeah, she had me going also. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Okay, well, good. We got it all straightened out. Supervisor Klein, if you don't have any more questions or comments, I'll call for a motion.
Okay, Mr. Chair, then I'll make the motion to approve a project proposal and quote from APIC Solutions Incorporated to upgrade the detention facility security surveillance system in the Globe facility in the amount of $423,401.91, and the Payson facility in the amount of $135,256.73.
And I'll second that motion. So having a motion and a second, all in favor, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item was passed unanimous between Supervisor Klein and Supervisor Humphrey. Thank you very much. We will move on to regular agenda item 2B.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. Information discussion action to approve quote number Q36268-44550.938TC with Action Enterprises Incorporated to implement the TASER 7 certification plan for 5 years from January 2022 through January 2027 for a total cost of $175,204.35. Mike Johnson and Gabe Valenzuela. Good morning.
Morning, Chairman. So I'll be sitting in for Chief Johnson. He wasn't able to make it today. So
Oh, okay.
Under Sheriff Matthew Benny, and this is Sergeant Gabe Valenzuela. So we are currently, the Sheriff's Office is currently using the X26P taser. It has functioned for us for a long period of time. We have reached about the maximum limit of it. We've had them for about 8 years. They went out of warranty about 3 years after we purchased them. It is quite costly when it comes to batteries and all the supporting things for the tasers. So this quote is for Axon for the TASER 7, which is the most current and up-to-date taser. As you know, it's extremely important for us to stay as up to speed as we can when it comes to that less lethal option. So this bundle comes with numerous things, and I'll kind of go through because it's important for me to say it. So like Ms. Scabelli noted, it is a 5-year contract, and it includes 50 TASER 7 devices with 5-year warranties, 2 free spare TASER 7s, 60 rechargeable batteries with 5-year warranties, all the Safariland holsters that we have to have to carry the tasers, 60 of those, 100 standoff training cartridges, 100 close quarters training cartridges, 250 live standoff cartridges, 250 live close quarter cartridges. So another big component is it does offer us the ability to train more, which we haven't had that ability because of the way that the tasers are now. They've gotten so old, they're becoming unreliable. As far as funding for these, so the first year we are actually, even though these tasers are out of date, they are giving us some credit for them. So for the first year, it's a little bit cheaper at $24,259.07. Each from year 2 to year 5, it's $37,736.32. For again, the total cost being $175,204.35. The first year for this go around, we were actually able to come up with some special revenue funding that's going to cover the first year's cost. And it should be noted that we are going to try to procure that funding in the future to cover those additional years. But if not, it will come from general funds. And again, just to reiterate, it's from January 2022 to January 2027. I'm available, as well as Sergeant Valenzuela, if you have any questions.
Okay, Supervisor Klein.
Yeah, I got a couple questions. I guess first off, what's going to happen after the 5 years? Are we going to be looking at doing this again, redoing it, or where are we headed after the 5 years is up?
So after the 5 years, the tasers actually become ours. They don't provide all the training cartridges and the batteries and things like that. Those would be costs that we would have to factor in after that 5 years.
Okay, and Axon Enterprises, are they the only outfit that does this? Is this the only quote you got?
Yeah, they are a sole source vendor, and they are I would guess, and maybe Sergeant Valenzuela could say differently, but they are the kind of leaders when it comes to tasers.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And so you say the first year is good and taken care of, the other 4 may not be, because you can't see that far into the future, that it would be out of general funds. So I guess I'm needing a nod from our county manager.
Mr. Chairman, there's currently built into the sheriff's budget a cost for these. And so it may not be exactly equivalent of the new tasers to what we're spending currently, but it is built into the sheriff's budget to cover all the things that the tasers require.
Okay.
So it's in the budget now, and will continue to be in the budget in the future.
Okay, and there could be grant monies and stuff available between now and then, things as well. I just wanted to be sure that we were budgeted for an amount, if necessary, if grants didn't become available.
We are, and yes.
Okay. Okay, Supervisor Klein, if there's no further questions, I'll call for motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll make the motion to approve quote number Q-36268-44550 938TC with Axon Enterprises Incorporated to implement the TASER 7 certification plan for 5 years from January 22 through January 27 for a total cost of $175,204.35.
Okay, and I will second that motion. Having a motion and a second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item is approved unanimously with Supervisor Klein, Supervisor Humphrey. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to both you and Supervisor Klein to bring this before the board before the end of the calendar year. A lot of times companies have goals and things that they need to meet, and so we get special pricing right before the end of the year. That's the case with these 2 items, so that we can make sure to get the best price possible rather than waiting until after the first of the year, when prices may go up. So thank you for taking the time this morning.
Well, that's kind of our job. But thanks for thanking us for coming to work, even though we are dressed in our ragged clothes today. But anyway, okay, moving on. Call to the public. Do we have any public in Payson that would care to comment?
No, sir.
Public, that includes YouTube. Do we have anybody on or anybody that care to speak this morning?
We had 7 watching, but we have no one wanting to make comments.
Okay, and I see no one here, so I'll move on to agenda 4. at any time during the meeting pursuant to ARS 38-431.02K. Members of the Board of Supervisors and the county manager may present a brief summary of current events. No action may be taken on information presented. Mr. Menlove, do you have any information for us this morning?
Mr. Chairman, I'd only like to wish us all a happy, healthy, and safe New Year. Got the New Year's Eve on Friday night, and so everybody that's out and about, please be safe. And I'm sure the Sheriff's Office will help us in that endeavor to keep everybody safe in Gila County.
Whether they want it or not.
Yeah. So we appreciate that. And thank you.
We do very much. Okay, Supervisor Klein.
No, sir, I don't today. I'll wait until we have our next meeting in person. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and yeah, I'm good as well. So I thank everybody for being here today, and business as usual. Marion, thank you. Sherry, thank you. And so I will adjourn today's meeting. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you soon.